Well, good day, my lovely friends on YouTube. Welcome to my Orchid channel, Karin's Orchids. Well, today there's going to be focus on one particular Cattleya hybrid, which still is one of my all-time favorite Cattleya orchids, at least bloom-wise. But it's quite, to be honest, a quite finicky orchid to grow and to maintain healthy, if not careful. I think I had two in the past. One huge and one tiny one a couple of years ago. And last year I bought two new ones at the Gangshan web shop. And I even did a video on that unboxing, of course. But let's start out by looking at my old one from 2019. One of my first videos here. We're also going to repot it, one of them, together. Go back with my time machine 4 years. This one is my RLC, Village Chief Rose. This one I bought from Swirter, almost €40. But it was a good size plant. And it had a large pseudobulb when it came. This one, and it tried to bloom from it 2 months later, but the buds came out without a sheath and they blasted, and I was so sad. I was so excited. I wanted to see the lovely blooms, but yeah, there's always the next time with Cattleyas. Well, anyways, this time the blooms came out with a sheath. The sheath was so small, just covered it, and it looked so tight, so strange. Oh yeah, 13 centimeters is almost 5.5 inch. But as you can see, half of the petals are on the back side. If they were going outwards like this, the flower would have been much wider, but I think the shape of the flower is the most beautiful with this one. And it's unifoliate, as you can see. And it can bloom twice a year. I have a living proof of that. So in October it tried to bloom for me. It was in bud, and now it's almost August, and it's flowering now. So that's correct. Unfortunately, there's always an unfortunately in my videos. It seems. I hope that's gonna disappear, but. Today I thought the last bud was gonna, can you see it? It was gonna open as well, but I can even see the color in it, and that made me a little bit disappointed. But well, it blasted, as the two other opened. It's 3 flowers is the maximum number. It says when you read about it, but you never know. So I think this is a good blooming for being a first time blooming for this one. She flowered. I didn't spray it with orange oil. I cannot see any visible sign of any thrips. No damage to the flower itself. Not the commonly occurring thrip damage. No. So I just left her there, which I shouldn't have done. It's a fragrant, very beautiful Cattleya. Yes. Only one bud came out from this quite small new growth, but that's great. I mean, first time blooming. I had it for 1 year. I even have another one, exactly the same variety, just in case orchid, if I lost one of them. They aren't so easy to get hold of, not this sized. From one day to another, the flower is faded after 6 days out. One I got 1 year ago from Gangshan. It's the RLC, Village Chief Rose, Gangshan King. I think that one is the best one. But you see, she's growing out of a pot. And I'm quite reluctant to get her out from there. But it won't hold her for very much longer. So I better do something about the situation. As you can see, she's already started on another new growth there. So where is that growth supposed to go? Now, But it's a poor growth, a really poor growth. Look at the previous one. Should be this size, shouldn't they? So, one flower. Yeah, I know what this variety is capable of. I know. Look at this one. She's done that before. My old one, the one I got 2018 or 19 from Swarta, trying to give us 3 beautiful, quite large flowers, 5-inch flowers. Well, I converted into semi-hydro, and well, that one didn't work on a matured, quite sensitive Cattleya hybrid, as it really is, yes. So that one withered away some time after. When semi-hydro works, it actually works 150% well. If it doesn't work, it's below 0. So, it took a long time for me to finally find my 2 new ones I got last summer, 1 year ago. So, the one you see is the one I was reluctant to repot a couple of weeks ago. But I changed my mind. As I saw thrips to the bottom of the pot. I put her into bleach bath, a whole orchid. I rinsed off the old moss, which I kept. 1-year-old moss, yes. Cannot be a good thing, can it? For a very sensitive orchid, as this one is. So I put her into a bleach bath for 20 minutes, the whole plant, roots and all. Didn't take a toll on the leaves, really. But, now I can see something very strange. It's been blooming from this new cane, yes? So it's flowers. It's flower, yeah, only one. Short time lasting one. And this one, yeah? But it's been blooming before, but not in my care. From a quite similar in height cane. So maybe that's what she does. I would like to have canes this size. In that case, they will produce about 2 or 3 flowers instead of 1. So this particular one must be a very, very sensitive sample. But at least it bloomed. But it worked. The bleach bath worked, and I put her into a smaller pot, and I even divided her. And her roots, that seems, still seems sturdy. The eye's growing, and I even cut off the back part, these leafless tatty ones, in case they wanted to create something. I'm not sure. I'm going to put this little tiny one up on the auction, in case somebody wants it. You never know. I doubt it, but I didn't have the heart to throw it away, as I always say. So, now she could fit into a smaller clay pot. And she's got plenty of room to grow on to the front side. Yes? Now let's look at the other one. I got 2. I got one in case of emergency, in case of one of them died, orchid, from a rotation 1 year ago. So we're gonna take a look at the other one, and I'm gonna repot that one together, as we didn't repot this guy together. This is a kind of bits and bobs video. One clip from 1 year, another clip from a couple of weeks ago, and another clip 1 month ago. Yeah, but I think it's fun. Why not? A little bit of diversity. Now, let's look at my second flower-sized RLC Village Chief Rose Gangshan King. Yeah, this is one I thought was the strongest one, since it arrived in sheath 1 year ago. Look at the massive canes. If you compare it with this one, with a lot taller and more slim cane, quite dehydrated. Who would have thought that this Cattleya would bloom before this one? Yes? But as I did a soft repotting on both of them last year, took it out of the pot, saved most part of what was in it, which was moss. It will eventually degrade, and it won't be good for the orchid anyways. Look how easily it gets out from the pot. There's loads of dead stuff. So it's about time, high time, that I did something about it. I probably need to downsize the pot. And if in case that will happen, I prepared a little clay pot bath to expand the pores like usual. Yes, not much, just a bit tinier pot. I would like to put this orchid into a bleach bath as well, as that one could cope with it. I think this one can as well. It's been having thrips, yeah, to the bottom of, yeah, both of them had thrips to the bottom of the pots. So, I'm gonna gamble with it. So, now, look at that one. This little fern or clover. Yeah, look at this huge amount of moss. But you can see, there's a good eye here, which will develop into something nice, if we're lucky, before long as well. Maybe something's hiding behind here as well. Down here, to its newest one. There is something coming there as well. So I'm not so very, very scared, but there's always a risk. Look at it on the bright side. You cannot see any scale to this one. My previous one, the one you saw in the beginning of this video, she was so covered with scale. So you could just... I'm not sure how to put it, but she was so terribly covered with scale. That's why I thought well, it was a brilliant idea to put her into semi-hydro, since I've noticed that scale insects doesn't like when it's moist around them. Each time the reservoir dries out, yes, and the plant starts to decline, they will appear. They multiply on the plant, or get to the plant. They weren't there before. That would certainly be when the plant is drying out. So I draw the conclusion that scale insects wouldn't be so attracted to the plant if it was sitting in semi-hydro. So it wasn't an obvious, 100% clear, accurate solution for the scale. So either, I might add. So, but the thing, yeah, with growing orchids is that you need to try out stuff. See what works. Eventually you come up with something, yes? Alright, let's flush her. Look at all this crap. So, let's put her into a little bleach bath. She's a little bit too large for this, so I'll need to sequentially dip her. So, for a bit, the roots and half of the plant. For about 7 minutes. And I'm going to deal with the rest of it in 7 minutes, yeah? And I'm going to go and shower the whole orchid. Quite well, you see? That a lot of roots just dumped itself. Yeah. So I'll be back when I showered off the orchid quite fiercely. I just want to get rid of the bleach. Yes? So now, showered and all. Yeah, in order to get it into a smaller pot, we need to remove a couple of things. These guys. I could never ever sell 2 leafless old canes. And they will probably never ever do anything anyways. Put out an eye. You can see it's quite blackened down there. It won't happen. That one, on the other hand, looks a bit more promising, at least to that side. So, there will be a cut here. And I do not think that this orchid will experience any kind of setback due to this treatment. There are leafless old canes, after all, without any roots to provide the orchids with nutrients and water. So, they're quite useless. That one, too bad I couldn't remove that one, but then I would have needed to remove the whole part here. I could have, but I don't really want to divide it. So, Anything viable? Unfortunately not. It might be. So, a bit of moss, that little pot maybe. And a bit of this stuff. So, maybe someday, if lucky, I'm going to put it into my cabinet, growing cabinet. And put this little orchid up on a lardery or stuff. So. And a little tag to her. Now that's done, first thing I would want to look at is there a ring to her? It's purple ring or not? So no fusarium. It's a fungal disease which will inhibit the orchid itself to benefit from the moisture that's been taken up from the roots. We'll stop there. So no liquid will go in to the canes. We'll only stop there. So the roots can look viable, very nice, green, alive, but the orchid itself cannot benefit from any of it. So that's fusarium in a nutshell. But it's not so common, I see. I've been buying loads of orchids throughout my growing, the years I've been growing, yes. And I've only had 1 or 2 plants with fusarium. And it didn't spread. And you all know how closely arranged I keep my orchids. Back then and now. And it didn't spread. So. But this is quite, like a little wooden-like. It's quite strange feeling to these roots. Quite dry and quite stiff at the same time. They're not dead, but some of them are, of course, but wooden-like. Feels like branches. It just hit me. Is it actually a smaller pot? Yeah, it is. A little bit smaller. 1 size down, so that's great. Save some space. We've done all we can. Just want to become a good specimen plant with vibrant flowers. Again, but maybe these 2 guys have never been vigorous at all. It depends on the orchid itself. Yes. Just like we're all humans, but some of us are more prone to get sick than others. Quite absurd comparison, I know, but yeah, you see my point. Individuals. We're all individuals. And these 2 guys might come from the same grower. A nursery, for starters, so. Now at least I know what it looks like underneath. A couple of roots, but not so many. So, we don't need to overwater it. But I haven't done so. I've been very careful with watering for these guys. Because I know that they were sitting in quite a quite huge amount of moss. So, I took precautions all the way from the start. Otherwise, they might not have even been alive by now. I mean, who knows? Well, some good space to grow on, at least. With this moss mix, as I always use. But now, a little addition of grow stones to add some natural minerals to it. Can't be in the way. So, let's put a couple of good stakes to her. At least now I know what she's sitting in. I know what she looks like down there. So, that's a good thing in its own. So it's capable of blooming in autumn as well. So maybe this little growth will bloom. As you saw, the other one didn't create a sheath. It's capable of creating sheath or not creating sheath. So it inherited various traits, I assume, depending on what she likes to do at a time. Not so very dependable, is she? She does what she want to do, when she want. So, let's hope she establishes. And that. And the repotting is ready. Well guys, I hope you liked this video about this, one of my autumn Cattleya favorites, RC Village Chief Rose, Gangshan King. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share, subscribe, and leave a comment. And yeah, we should talk soon. Bye bye guys, my friends on YouTube.